Live from KSAT 12, the Nightbeat starts right now.
They asked his wife his leg or his life 8 months after a local pastor was exposed to a flesh-eating bacteria. He talks to KSAT about his near-death experience.
Some chilly mornings on the way, even near freezing by Sunday morning. Right now we're predicting 33, but that could very well be at to slightly below freezing. Even tomorrow morning, you need a jacket at 38. We'll talk more about the temperature swings, our next chance of rain, and that coming cold front in just a bit.
All right, so while we all prepare for that, hundreds of San Antonio ISD families have a big decision to make. They have to pick a new school for their kid when the district closes their child's current school. As the night team's John Paul Barajas learned, the district is still waiting to hear from a number of families. He joins us now from SAISD headquarters, where trustees heard the latest tonight. John Paul.
Stephanie, as students at 15 schools set to close have a decision to make. They either have to decide to go to their new designated school or choose a campus of their choice. But SAISD says they have to make that decision by this Thursday. Now, district officials told us trustees at tonight's school board meeting that nearly 2,700 families have opted into having their child attend their new home school. Around 800 have picked a campus of their choice, but 971 families have not made a final selection. And of those 971, SAISD says 280 have told the district that their child will not return to SAISD next year. For now, staff says they are calling families, but will also send letters and visit homes if needed. As for staff, they said that an employee will be guaranteed a job within the district if they want one. And this school board meeting marks the first since SAISD had to temporarily shut down all their campuses due to heating issues.
The failure of this massive calls into question every significant leadership decision that has been made by this administration.
Gathering information and bringing it to the board, we will be able to use that to make determinations that would be of benefit.
Staff information.
A new committee will study what happened to SAISD systems during the hard freeze. We're told it will include several trustees along with citizens and a heating and cooling expert who have not yet been named. They hope to have policy, budget, and oversight recommendations in about 3 months. At SAISD, John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
John Paul, thank you. And now let's go over to the Uvalde School District, where finally crews are going to begin constructing its new elementary school next week. That's what the district superintendent announced during tonight's board meeting. UCISD broke ground on the replacement for Robb Elementary nearly 4 months ago. But here's the thing. The district still needs money in order to finish that project. It's about $20 million short on funding. Right now, the district is working with the Uvalde Moving Forward Foundation in order to raise that money. A judge agreed to reduce the bond for the father of the man accused of killing a pregnant woman and her boyfriend. Ramon Prados accused of helping his son cover up the killings of Savannah Soto and Matthew Guerra. The couple was found dead in a car late December. Prados facing 2 charges: abuse of a corpse and altering, destroying, or concealing a human corpse. As for the reason for the bond reduction request, Prados' lawyers argued that he just doesn't have the financial means in order to pay that bond.
Is it because the amount is so high?
Nobody has that kind of money.
Nobody in your family?
No, sir.
The state also pointed out that Ramon's family is not doing what it can to raise the money that's needed to put towards his bond. Ultimately, the judge, though, only decided to reduce bond for 1 charge. Now Prados' bond totals $450,000. Just a few days ago, another suspect in the case, his wife, Mirta Romanos, also had her bond dramatically reduced. It's also worth noting that today in court, while the judge considered both sides of the bench, Bexar County deputies arrested Savannah Soto's mom, Gloria Cordova, for an outstanding warrant. It's not every day that you have multiple unrelated shootings at the same time in one place, but that's what police say happened this morning at Sugar Strip Club on Loop 410. It all began around 2 this morning when club security guards tried to break up a fight. The guards shot one of those men who they say shot another man. Both of those men are in the hospital. And as that was all unfolding, San Antonio police were already in that area on the other side of the club. They were investigating a car that had been riddled with gunfire. That shooting allegedly stemmed from an argument inside the club between a man and a woman. Now to the fight against fentanyl right here at home, and it comes down to small test strips, the ones that you see here over my shoulder. People use them to see if the drug that they're about to consume contains fentanyl. But here in Texas, those strips are illegal. They're considered drug paraphernalia. A bipartisan group of federal lawmakers is now trying to change that. U.S. Senator John Cornyn introduced Senate Bill 2569 in July, which is now headed to the Senate Judiciary Committee. And a local mom, she wants that bill to succeed. She lost her son to fentanyl poisoning when he was just 28 years old.
Kyle, he was an EMT, very good guy, very caring, wanted to always help others.
Now, to learn more about fentanyl testing strips and the legal battle going forward, you can watch the full story on KSAT Plus and on the KSAT YouTube page. We also want to remind you to check out our Fighting Fentanyl coverage. You can scan that QR code on your screen. It'll take you to our collection of stories all about people whose lives were impacted forever because of fentanyl. We also talk more about what's being done to end the epidemic, also how to get your hands on free Narcan. All there on our page. Now to a Nightbeat update. The city of San Antonio Water System, and more than 80 parties are joining the effort to stop the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality from allowing wastewater to be dumped into a local creek. So we told you about the concerns from some people who live in the northwest Bexar County over a developer's plan to build thousands of new homes on the Guajolote Ranch property. If that plant were to be built, it would also dump treated wastewater into Helotes Creek. Today was the deadline to contest a wastewater permit request to state officials. And as of today at 5 p.m., more than 80 parties submitted letters of intent to contest that permit. That's according to officials with the Edwards Aquifer. Now, the TCEQ has not formally approved Guajolote's wastewater permit. Stay with us on air and online as we continue to follow the story. Lots of questions tonight after that scary scene yesterday in Houston. A woman opening fire with an AR-style rifle at Joel Osteen's Lakewood church there in Houston. It's one of the biggest mega churches in the country. The shooter, later identified as 36-year-old Genesee Moreno. She was shot and killed by two off-duty officers who were working security at the church. Two other people were shot and wounded, including the shooter's young son, who entered the church with her. Moreno lived in that home that you see there in Conroe, Texas, which is northwest of Houston. And while her true motive remains unclear tonight, neighbors who knew her say that the red flags were right there.
For years, I've been through hell. I have reported this, and it's gone on deaf ears. I've had psychological officers up here. Well, since they won't answer their door, they won't do anything. Until she hurts you, there's nothing we can do. Everybody's still on these stations saying, see something, say something. Nobody should have died. Nobody should have been hurt. This should have been handled years ago.
We cannot do anything more than what we did. We tried to stop this. We tried to help her. We tried to help us, and we tried to help the public.
Another neighbor said that Moreno drew swastikas on her property and also accused Moreno of pointing guns towards her grandkids. Of course, this continues to be a developing story. Stay with KSAT for the latest. Switching gears now as we get closer to the primary election here in Texas. There are some dates we want you to write down, jot down. February 23rd, that's the last day that you can apply for a mail-in ballot. Also, you can vote early from February 20th through March 1st. Election day, that's going to be March 5th. And we list voting information and all of the places where you can vote early on our website, ksat.com. Staying with politics, former President Donald Trump appearing at a federal courthouse today in Florida for a closed hearing in his criminal case that's charging him with mishandling classified documents. That hearing was to discuss the procedures for the handling of classified evidence in the case, which is currently set for trial on May 20th. The former president faces dozens of felony counts accusing him of hoarding highly classified records at his Mar-a-Lago estate and also obstructing FBI efforts to get them back. Moving slightly north to Georgia, the Georgia district attorney that brought an election subversion case against former President Donald Trump could actually be dismissed from that case altogether. A Fulton County Superior Court judge says that DA Fani Willis might be considered ineligible to continue working the case because of a relationship that she had with the lead prosecutor. Trump and his co-defendants hope that this gives them leverage to get that entire case dismissed. Meanwhile, a lawyer representing Willis blasts the defense attorneys for getting involved in, quote, gossip. That Fulton County judge added that Willis may have to testify to establish a good faith basis in the case. Back here at home, 6 Santikos movie theaters are back open after each of the company's San Antonio locations abruptly shut down last week. The thing is, though, even tonight, we still don't know why. The Palladium, Casablanca, Mayan, Embassy, Galaxy, and Northwest theaters reopened to start the week. The company cited technical difficulties as the reason for closing all the theaters down in the first place, but we still don't know exactly what those are. We're also still waiting to hear how Santikos is planning to refund customers who had tickets for any movies at the locations that were affected by the shutdown. Coming up tonight, it all started with a fun family day that came dangerously close to turning deadly. Next on the Nightbeat, a local pastor tells us about his run-in with a flesh-eating bacteria. Stick around. Welcome back. This is an incredible story. His doctors called it a miracle. Tonight, a local pastor sharing his near-death experience with a flesh-eating bacteria. The Roberts family tells the Night Team's Patty Santos that it all started with a fun family outing.
Saturday in the park.
Doug Roberts lives life with zeal and joy.
You never know what tomorrow holds. And so, just treat each day like life is precious.
Now, even more so after coming close to death. That's him 8 months ago, preaching at Calvary Temple Assembly of God Church.
It is, of course, Pentecost Sunday, which...
Days later, he was in intensive care, fighting to survive an exposure to a flesh-eating bacteria. Doctors at the emergency room told his wife, Janet, to expect the worst.
He looked at me and said, it's going to be his leg or his life. He said, I know you're religious. And I said, well, I have faith in God. And he said, well, you need to pray because this is as worse as it gets.
It's hard to say exactly where he got it. His best guess, at a theme park where he says a large bruise appeared on his left thigh after a ride.
The day after that, then it started really getting dark and starting to blister.
Roberts was told the disease was traveling an inch an hour on his body, even shutting down his kidneys.
Typically, we're talking about the severe cases that rapidly progress in hours to days and become life-threatening.
Infectious disease doctor Dwayne Hospenthal explains flesh-eating bacteria are rare. Some come from ocean or brackish water. Others live on surface, but they enter through open wounds. 4 months later, Roberts was back on the pulpit praising the medical team who helped save his life.
Oh, it's wonderful to be back.
Now he says the experience has tested and strengthened his faith.
I haven't met anyone yet that hasn't faced some amount of tragedy in their life. And it really, if you have faith and you have a relationship with God, that will pull you through.
Patty Santos, KSAT 12 News.
We're so glad that the Roberts family and that he is doing well, but that's just a reminder, when you see something wrong in your body, please go see a doctor, get medical attention right away. I can't believe what he said. He was traveling an inch an hour
yes.
in his body and shutting down his kidneys. Yikes.
And on that topic, and I'm saying this as a man, as a common man, we are more likely to go get our oil changed regularly in our vehicle than to actually get a checkup at the doctor.
Yeah, so go to the doctor.
Statistically speaking.
Oh, but maybe procrastination pays off. Like in the case of pipes,
yes.
right? A few weeks ago, we took care of all of that because of the freeze, and it's a good thing if you've kept that on.
Exactly. Even climatologically speaking, take a look at our average last freeze in South Central Texas. Here in San Antonio, the 30-year average, that's what we go by climatologically speaking, February 24th, so late February. We're not even at our average last freeze. You get into the hill country, it's mid to late March. Now, I do want to point out that we have had a freeze as late as early April. April 3rd was the last freeze on record in San Antonio. So it's good to procrastinate with the pipes or keep the plants inside for a little bit longer till we get well into March and we have a better handle of what the medium to long range outlook is. But tomorrow morning, we're going to feel the chill. We'll be above freezing for most of us. I think some nooks and crannies, little parts of the hill country will hit freezing. You know your neighborhoods that are down in the valleys, or if you're down further on a slope, you're likely to be a little bit cooler. But generally will be a few degrees above freezing. 38 around San Antonio, but Timberwood Park 34, Bernie 34. And for me, with my potted plants, that's still just a little too close. Don't you think they're just happier inside, opposed to being a little above freezing? At least that's the way I think of it. Anyway, taking a look at our morning temperature trend. We will see those mornings warm up into the 50s by Thursday and Friday, but don't get used to it. Spring isn't here yet. Another cold front hits Friday night. That's going to drop the temperatures for this weekend. By Sunday morning, we're talking 33 for the low temperature as of now. That could very easily trend colder in the days ahead. So check back in for the updates as we get new information and as we get closer to that time. Now, speaking of cold, parts of the Panhandle had some snow this weekend. Visible satellite imagery from earlier today. You see it ends at 4:30 p.m. because once the sun sets, you can't see anything. Anyway, you see the white on the ground here from Lubbock to Happy to Amarillo, just about Amarillo, the areas of snow. And if you missed it earlier today, Steph?
Oh, I know.
Where's the best place to hide in Texas?
In Plainview.
Right there in Plainview. Have to do it. Sorry, not sorry. Dad jokes. Oh, good. It's good stuff when we show that part of the map. Now let's take a look at our temperature trend. Colder air will be plunging southward again as we get into the weekend. And it's not going to be Arctic air. You're just going to notice it and feel it. And of course, it's going to pick up the wind. This week, temperatures in the 60s. By the weekend, that's high temperatures. By this weekend, we're talking 50s for afternoon highs. Maybe as cool as 52 for the warmest temperature on Saturday, and Sunday about 59. All right, quick look at our pattern. Big disturbance rolling through the East Coast, and that's moving into the Mid-Atlantic and New England. That's going to be a snowmaker for parts of New England tomorrow. The kids up there from Philadelphia to New York to Boston are excited for that one, I'll tell you that. But around here for us, we're shifting our focus back to the Pacific, where we get this flow coming off the Pacific and energy embedded within it and moisture as well. Significant cloud cover moving in Wednesday, Ash Wednesday / Valentine's Day, and then Thursday and Friday, very cloudy. Late Thursday night, we could have a few showers work their way in. And then on Friday, we've got better odds of rain. Right now, we still have it at just 40% because we're going to be right on the edge of that area of rain in our neck of the woods. But if you're farther south of San Antonio, your odds are a little bit better. We will be fine-tuning that forecast and changing it over the next few days. So check back for those updates. 38 at 7 and 8 a.m. By noon, we're up to 61. You can sling the jacket over your shoulder in the afternoon. 67 and sunny later on in the day. Even 71, Nixon, Floresville, Poth, down to Pleasanton. And into the weekend, we'll have that chill, so spring is not here yet. Updates on those rain chances throughout the week.
I'm sure people got a chill tonight when the Spurs beat the Raptors.
I'll tell you what, it was a fun game to watch. The Spurs led from wire to wire, and Victor Wembanyama absolutely dominated with a triple-double thanks to hitting double digits in block shots. Plus, McCall Hardman said he blacked out after his game-winning touchdown last night. Coming up. That's Sandro Mamukelashvili with a 94-foot trick shot this morning at Spurs shoot-around. Awesome on game day. All right, so finally the Spurs are on the right side of a blowout game, taking care of the Raptors with ease tonight. Early first quarter, the Raptors are going to turn it over. Trey Jones comes up with the ball. He waits for Wemby, then lobs it up to the Rook for a slam dunk. That was part of the Spurs' 10-0 run to open the game. San Antonio led 34-28 after the first quarter. Second frame now, Keldon Johnson passes it back to Wemby for three as the Spurs extend their lead. Closing seconds, Devin Vassell is good from downtown, and San Antonio led at halftime 67-50. Vassell scored 13 in the first half, Wemby 19. Third quarter, Victor had himself a block party. Scotty Barnes challenges Wemby, and he tells him, "No way, dude," denying Barnes on back-to-back attempts. Later on, he blocks the shot at Barnes again like it's personal or something. Wemby had 6 blocks in the third quarter alone, and the Spurs led after 3, 103-75. Fourth quarter, Grady Dick tries his luck, and Wemby disses him for his 10th block of the night, a new career high. Back at the other end, after missing a 3-point shot, Vassell's going to whip a pass behind his back to Wemby for some jam, and the look on Wemby's face says it all. Amazing assist. What a sequence. Spurs win 122-99. Wemby goes triple-double, 27 points, 14 rebounds, and 10 blocks.
He did a little bit of everything. Obviously, he's a all-around talented player. You got a great feel for the game, and it shows in a variety of ways, whether he's passing or making decisions, blocking shots, it doesn't matter.
Spurs will play at the Mavs Wednesday night, 7:30 to close out the first half of the rodeo road trip.
Football coverage brought to you by Davis Law Firm.
Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes is now a 3-time Super Bowl MVP, which is tied for the second most all time behind Tom Brady, who won the award a record 5 times. Last night in Super Bowl 58, Mahomes plays toss and catch with Mecole Hardman for a walk-off game-winning touchdown to lift the Chiefs past the Niners 25-22 in overtime. Hardman, who was drafted by KC in 2019, then traded to the Jets after last season, only to be traded back to the Chiefs back in October, caught the biggest pass of his career, and at first, he didn't realize it.
I blacked out. When I blacked out, I didn't know what was going on until, he came up running. He was like, "You're a champion. Like, we just won." I'm like, "Oh, you're right, we did." And we started celebrating after that. Yeah, but I definitely blacked out for sure. Definitely, coming from the Jets and coming from the injury, like you just said, and it's just a roller coaster of emotions. And for it to end like this and this magnitude, I think it just, everything happened like it's supposed to. So definitely happy for that.
And Chiefs head coach Andy Reid is happy that Mahomes is his quarterback. Coach Reid has seen a lot in his 40-plus years of coaching, and he's blown away by Mahomes' ability to play the game.
He makes it look easy, I would tell you that. And this is a fluid game with the best athletes in this sport in the world. And you narrowed it down to the top 2 teams in the world. And he's out there playing like he's playing in the backyard, like it's nothing.
I know how hard these guys work. I know how hard these guys get after it. I know how hard the coaches work. I believe we're the hardest working team in the NFL. And for us, all that hard work to pay off, that's something that we always preach, is we believe we work for those moments, for those end-of-game moments, and we prepare ourselves for those. And to be able to have our stamp on this great NFL history is something that I'll never take for granted, and hopefully we can continue to let that thing go.
Now they're going to try for a three-peat. Zimmer is heading back to the Cowboys after the break.
Football coverage brought to you by Davis Law Firm.
The Dallas Cowboys agreed to terms with Mike Zimmer as their new defensive coordinator per the Cowboys team website. Zimmer is 67 and returns to Dallas, where he was DC from 2000 to 2006 and a defensive assistant for 7 years prior. Zimmer replaces Dan Quinn, who left to head coach the Washington Commanders. Super Bowl 58 winning quarterback Patrick Mahomes showed up at Disneyland in Anaheim, California today to ride on a float in Disney's parade. It's a Super Bowl tradition. Now next, the Chiefs plan to hold their championship parade Wednesday, weather permitting.
Let's keep celebrating.
Absolutely.
All about it.
I'm sure he's got those sunglasses on because he's probably really tired.
Oh, sure.
And maybe some other things.
We can go with that. Yeah, lots of partying going on. Thank you. We'll be right back.
All right, here's our drought monitor, which will be updated on Thursday, and I expect improvements. Here's why. Look at our worst drought area. I've highlighted it or outlined it in white. This is the amount of rain, 1 to 2 inches, that fell over that drought-stricken part of our area Friday into Saturday.
All right, thank you. And keep the sweaters handy for tonight and tomorrow. Have a great night. Thank you for joining us.